And I'm learning as a business owner, you know, we have to take ownership. We have to take responsibility of things. If things don't work out the way they should, how do I now make sure that they don't happen again going forward? Is it regardless if you're a side flipper, a side hustler, part-time reseller, or you're trying to scale your business, there is one thing that should always remain true, and that is you are responsible and accountable for your operation. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, my name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. In this episode, I want to kind of just give you a bit of an update of what I've been doing this week. Basically, that will include what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and just managing through that day to day. So it's kind of like a raw vlog kind of style, but there are two main points that I want to cover in today's episode that will be kind of discussed at the end of going through what I've actually been doing this week. And number one, as I just said before, is you or me or I or we are responsible and accountable for our own business operations. And there'll be a bit more context on that as we get into the video. And then number two is for those that are playing along and following along in terms of me trying to scale the business and put in a lot of costs but still become profitable. I've got the update for the numbers for February 2024. And if you want to see all those details, they'll be at the very end as well. You can jump around into some of the timestamps if you want to use them. But otherwise, buckle up and let's get into it. Good morning, folks. What is going on? All right, today is Monday and we're back at it. It's another week and it's never a dull day. And really I'm just bringing you along what I'm doing, what I'm getting up to, just trying to vlog it, keeping it raw. I'm not trying to do action shots or anything, really just showing you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So today's Monday. We've got the usual busy massive Monday today, so I've actually only got 21 orders to go out, but it's actually still been a very good week. Actually, it's been my second best week ever, and that's the second time in a row in the last 2 weeks. Done over $4,000, hit about $4,500 actually, which is a really nice win. Now just to replicate it and continue to do it on a continued basis will be the challenge. Anyway, so today, yeah, it's a bit of a different day because my photographer's not in, which means I have to do a bit more myself. It means that I'm going to have to do some more photos. It means that I'm going to have to do all the picking, packing, posing. I've got to do everything today, which is fine. But also I have about 150 kilos of clothing getting dropped off from the washing. And then I've got to have them also collect the other half of it. So it's all going to be happening. We're going to go to the shop now, get that cracking, and yeah, come along for the journey. Do it. All right, so it's Monday, as I said. Got lots happening today. I've got to get all this clothing ready to be picked up, so that's all of this. I'm gonna put all this on the trolley now, get it all ready, and then once I've done that, I'll start to do some postage. And then once I get the new washing back, I'm going to start listing and photoing. So let's get cracking. And now we're all empty, as you can see. Got a little bit of Drew here. These are going out. So now I've just got to wait for the message. I usually get a message about when they're 8-10 minutes out, and I can go down, meet them down there and do the handover. All right, so I've just done the quick pick of 24 items. We're on 41,600, by the way. Say hi to Drew, everyone. Hi, Drew. Oh, Drew, I just realized you're wearing a Star Wars shirt, man. I really love that Star Wars shirt. I'm just going to tell him I love the tea. Anyway, so we've got heaps going out. We've got a whole bunch of clothes in here, just bread and butter, jeans, shirts, jackets, the whole works. There's about a $300 lot of Dragonlance books going out here. A guy came through and paid big bucks for a majority of them. Got a laptop going out, got some electronics in there, and that's really it. So I'm going to pack all this up. We're doing good for time. It's 9:30, and washing is getting dropped off in about 30 minutes. All right, just picked it all up. Now we're going to bring it in here. We're going to flat lay it all, majority of it anyway, and go from there. So this is a bit of a process, but it is what it is. And the reason why we flat laid is because it just helps flatten out any more creases or anything like that, which they do occur after the washing. But it's just to really make sure that they get that flat pressed look. Anyway, you get the point. Alright team, all flat laid. All of this. There is one more bag, which will end up going here once I've started to do some photos. I'm going to go finish some packing, and then I'm going to have a quick little break. Then we're going to get into this. Alright, postage is all done. I'm going to have some lunch. I've just got an avocado and cheese roll, and then I'm going to get into doing some photos. Alright folks, oh jeepers, sorry, it's a bit bright in here. So I'm just doing some shirts here. This is a beautiful Tommy H full, it's like, I call it the rainbow one. But basically the way I do this, and I'm not going to go through in detail because I'm trying to, get as much done as possible because I don't have much time. But essentially, we put it out, we do call out any flaws, like there's a marking on this one, there's some scuff on the elbows, if there's any buttons missing. We do measurements from pit to pit and from, top to hem. And then just call out anything. We make sure we get all the tags as well, the different types of tags, just to ensure that people can see the size. And we do put all this information in our listings, but of course, not everyone reads this information. So having a photo of it, make sure that we double up in terms of actually having people understand what they're getting, and there's also proof of it. So if they get it and say, oh, it was the wrong size, well, it's clearly on them. So just a quick little update on that. I'm just banging through these, just trying to get as much done as possible. Folks, it's Tuesday, and we have this one with us. Do you want to tell them the news?
What news?
Tell them the news. So we're here late today, 12 o'clock, because Carla just had a citizenship ceremony. So she's now a U-Butte Aussie. What a ripper.
Yeah, mate.
So she's got the day off from work, and she's hanging out with me while I'm here for the rest of the day. Just going to do a bit of pick packing and posting, and then if my photographer's not coming in, I'll be continuing with some photos today. So yeah, just pretty much continue on from yesterday. Plenty to be done. Carla's going to kick back and just well, take it easy, I guess. So yeah, I'll bring you along for the ride for the day and what we get into. I'll show you what we've got going out in a minute. Let me just get set up. Alright, so we've got 8 items going out today. We've got some phones going out. We've got MacPack jacket, some wool roots. We've got some Harley Davidson going out actually. Nice little number, went for 60 bucks. We've got some True Religion jeans going over to the USA. And yeah, that's really it. I'm going to get this done and then do some work. Alright team, we have done a whole bunch of more photos. They're all done. Didn't really show you anything today just because I've been just getting the work done. And we're chockers. We're actually out of room again. And I was saying this in the other video the other week that running out of room, I was able to clear out a total of, I think it was 19 the other week of slots. They're all now full. What's funny though is I've been having my best weeks that I've had in the last, well, I've had 2 best back-to-back weeks in terms of second best weeks. So I'm definitely getting the sales, just not getting the more sales. So I'm probably listing more than I can sell at this point. So there's a bit of a gap or a lag. That's what I'm suggesting. Hopefully it increases, because otherwise we're going to start to run out of room pretty quick. There is some stuff here that I can make space with. Like there's a few things here which will get shuffled around. I actually just sold that just down there, which is a big childcraft box of books. So look, I can make it work and I can do another shuffle and things, but the volume needs to increase. But yeah, all right, I've got a couple more items I'm going to quickly pick, pack and post, and then we're getting out of here. So I guess in short, really, getting into this week, a bit of a challenge, because I know I'm going into this week, my photographer is going to be away for a couple of days, and it was actually meaning that I was going to have to spend a lot of time on the tools myself. Now, just to be frank, I don't think I actually spoke about it in the videos while I was doing this, but I personally have not done the photographing of my clothing for about, jeepers, it must be about 4 or 5 months, since about September, I reckon. And in doing so, from that, I've been able to gather some fresh perspectives and really have some lessons and things take away from that. And number one is, how much I really appreciate having someone else do the work for me, because they're doing it better than me. And they're doing it in a way which makes me happy, comfortable, and it's consistent. And I love that. And that just takes the worry out of my head, right? The second one is I have also identified some frustrations of my own that I don't like in the process. And it's got nothing to do with the photographer. It's more around this could be done better, or the lighting, we can tweak this and things like that. So just some friction points I've discovered that I think we can continue to do better with. And then, having myself go through the end-to-end process, because usually when the washing comes through, which as you saw it arrived, usually when it comes through, I'm not the one actually prepping it and sorting it and going through it. My photographer does that. They get the clothes, they go through, they prep them, they get them ready into their own flow. I've had to do that end-to-end this week. I haven't done it for a long time. And there was a lot of things there which it gave me some perspective on some things as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later down into the video. But there was some issues with some of the washing, and it just revealed a few things. So it was really good doing that, because sometimes we do get a bit far away from it, and it's good to be able to jump back in and just get a bit of a quality check or revision of how things are going. The beautiful part of it is I am being able to pull myself out of that, but I can't not be across it, because I'm the owner. It's my business. I have to be accountable for it all, which is the big lesson that we're dealing with this week. Folks, what's going on? It is Wednesday today. Just finished up at Backpacks, and I was thinking about going op shopping, but it's actually a pretty hot day today. It's about 38 or 36, although it doesn't feel like that, but it is. It's pretty brutal. And I'm actually just going to go to the shop, to the unit, and just do a few little things, twinkle around before it gets too hot. I'm going to do a bit of postage. Had a few sales come through late last night and this morning, and I'm also just going to do a bit of planning of seeing what's my next batch of stuff I need to store through. So as you know, I've been doing a lot of electronics, and I try to do them in batches of types of electronics. So like whether it's iPads, or whether it's phones, or whether it's computers or laptops or whatever. So I need to kind of just do a little bit of a stock take to understand what have I got sitting there in the def pile, and what will I be processing next. I won't be doing that today because it's too hot there, but I'll just start to do a bit of that planning and prep work, so that when I come in tomorrow, I'll be good to rock and roll. So I'll be in tomorrow, and then on Friday I've also got another drop off of clothing. So yeah, it's all happening. So see what I'll show you when I get there. Traffic is madness, but yeah, let's do Wednesday at the shop. All right, we've got about 10 items going out. Nothing too crazy, but there's some pretty cool items going out. So we've got 10 going out, as you can see. We've got this little Furby. This one sold for about 117. I got that from a garage sale. This one, I think I maybe didn't do enough research on. It sold within 3 minutes, 4 minutes of listing. It's a nice little Wrangler brush popper. Also sold this pretty quick. Went to Canada. That's a featherweight twill. And then I sold the VB sweater that we got in the video the other week. That one's gone for, it was gone for 55 plus 45 postage to Switzerland. And then the rest is just kind of bread and butter. And we've got a little camera in there going out as well. So not too bad. We're going to pack all this up and then I've got to do some planning. All right, folks, it's been a bit of a busy little session. I've cleaned out all this, been sorting through a bunch of different stuff that I'm setting up to do for tomorrow, which just basically been putting it into different orders of things. So that's what I've got to work through there, and then making a bit more space so I can put some of the other bags and boxes of clothes in here, and hopefully then that will clear up a bit more space and can process those other goods, and yeah, we'll work through it all. But we've actually sold quite a few of the stuff that was in here. Like some of these are already quite loose, but it'd be too early to do another consolidation, so just got to write it out for a bit. Ciao. Folks, what's going on? All right, so it's Wednesday today. No, it's Thursday today. I'm so out of it. Bit out of routine because I just actually took Carla to the train station, so she's back in the city working now, and just getting back into routines of things. Anyway, I'm actually quite happy today because just hit a new milestone, which is always exciting to celebrate the wins. I've now done my best month ever, which was for February 2024, which is really rewarding. It's been a roller coaster of the last 6 weeks, and you know, trying to put some things in places, getting some new opportunities, and it's working out. It's working, but I can't obviously bank it yet until I've got a consistency of this for the next, I probably need it for another good 4 or 5 weeks to really know that things are working. But it's just encouraging to see. So I've just done over $16,000 for my biggest month yet. Volume is back up, and the other win here is my profits are starting to increase. So at the time of this video, and look, there's still a couple of more expenses I've got to put through for the month, last day of February today, but profit should be around $3,000. So it's not high, but it's about a 20% margin, which is a bit better than what I've been doing over the last couple of months as I've been investing and putting a lot more expense into the business, trying to get it right. So it is encouraging. We still have a long way to go, like a long way to go. I want to get that margin up to about 30%. And really, realistically, I need to be doing about $20,000 a month in revenue to, you know, to see the results that I really want. But it's a step in that direction. So really exciting. Today, the plan is spending the day at the unit as well, just really continuing to push through the backlog of items, prep for the washing delivery tomorrow. Got about must be about 200 items getting dropped off. I've probably got about 30 or 40 electronics I can start to process today. And the first thing I'm actually doing this morning is I'm heading off to Bunnings, and I'm going to get a couple of little supplies. I'm probably going to start also processing the hats that I've got. So we've got lots of things going on. It's never a dull day. I do have my photographer all day today, so they should bang out a good 60 items hopefully for the time that they're working. Yeah, it's all happening. It is all happening. I just want to encourage everyone that, you know, from my video that I did last week, which was, you know, building a business one day at a time, that's what it takes, one day at a time. And as much as, give me 1 second, as much as we all want to see the levels that we see other people getting, well, look, it was 3 years ago, I was exactly where you might be thinking or feeling right now. Oh, I wish I could do that, or I want to be able to do that hopefully one day, or you can't believe it. It's possible, because there was a period where I was doing, you know, less than $1,000 a week as well. It just takes time. You have to adjust, you have to learn. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, of like, you got to learn and do the work, but the reality is you have to get your hands dirty. If you want to do clothing, you have to learn how to do clothing. I don't do women's clothing. I haven't learned how to do women's clothing. There will come a time where I'll learn how to do women's clothing, because it will make sense to do it. But it takes time. So yeah, please, understand and have the patience, but have the gratitude along the way as well. All right, I'm going to go to Bunnings, then we're going to go to the unit, and we'll get the day started. Alright, so we're back at the unit. I'm just going to set up a couple of things here for the photographer just so they're good to go when they get here. Hopefully all this will be done today. I've got a few things I've got to sort through myself, and I'm going to got to do a couple of items, pick, pack and post, and I might even also get to clearing out some of this stuff over here. So I've been selling a lot of books of recent, so I can do a bit of consolidation in here, just make some more room, and space is important at the moment as we continue to grow. So yeah, that's really the plan. I'll keep you updated as we go, and we'll see what happens. Alright folks, just stopping for some lunch. I've been doing some electronics, some cameras, a bit of everything in between. We've been doing lots of clothing as well, got some jeans here as well. I've already done the postage, however I'm going to wait a bit longer in case any more sales come through, and I'll just do it before I finish. That's that. I've almost finished all the electronics that I wanted to get done today, but there's a couple other little things. Got a couple of guitar heroes down here, still got one more handy cam over there, and then I might start to try some of the hats. I haven't really got to stuff over here yet. I might still get to, I don't know. It really, sometimes you've got to be in the mood for certain things, and just trying to get some of the def piles done. I've also got a few other little electronics I need to do, but there is some space that I can make here still. So lots of moving parts. It's always the case. I'm gonna have some lunch. I've got avocado and cheese roll. Yeah. All right, some of the questions that I've been getting from some people have been, if I've got someone doing photos for me, and if I've got someone doing the listings for me, what am I doing? Well, other than all the stuff I've been telling you, but I've been working on the processes for the electronics. And one of the things at the moment is, because I'm getting more of these, is I've got these keyboards, and you might not think they're worth much, but this one right here should go for 120. It's a clicker. I believe it's a German brand, and quite a vintage brand. Now it's not working, well, I don't know if it's working, so it'll be sold as untested, might not be working, but people collect them, people use them, refurbish them and use them. But at the moment I'm going through actually doing a bit of a clean, just getting, you know, dirt, muck off them, making them look a bit more presentable, and that's part of the processing of, you know, when doing the electronics, what are the things that need to happen before they get photoed, what are the things that need to happen for them to be tested, to be able to, you know, be skewed, and to be then actually prepped for my drafter or my lister to do. So little things like that, and that's just one example. And because I'm getting more of this stuff, I have to learn different ways and to know how to process it. I mean, because I've got 4 of them now, I'm just doing it right now because it makes some more space, because I was sitting in a def pile, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So just, yeah, bit of an update on that one. All right team, it is the end of the day. Interesting day. Did get quite a lot done, so did a bit of a shuffle here so we could fit in the rest of the leftovers. Now I've only got one sitting out. Just to be frank, so my lowest number now is 800 at the very back here, and this goes all the way up to like 4,887, but I've only got about 2,300 items listed, so there's only about 1,800 pieces of clothing, and then there's probably about 200, 250 in there of other things. In terms of other little updates, just about to leave, but we finished off all the clothing in here. There's probably about 20 shirts that I'll be doing in the morning. I have another delivery of the clothing arriving tomorrow, so there'll be more shirts, there'll be North Face, fleece, and then I've still got a little bit more fleece left here, and North Face jackets, and then I've got a whole bunch of shorts under here, and then I'll basically getting my next order. I think that arrives around the 18th of March, so it's all happening. I did do quite a bit of electronics. I've still got a whole stash of video games there, and there, and there. That's what that will be for. slowly getting through the def piles. Started to do some hats, tested 2 hats. This is not going to be the process of where they will be stored, but just doing some test runs to do some research. Lots of moving parts, but we've had our best month ever. It's the 29th of Feb, switching out at 4 o'clock. Jeepers, I'll be back here tomorrow for the 1st of March and we start from zero again. Team, what is cracking? It is Friday today and it's new month energy. That's it. So it's the 1st of March and I tell you, I'm nervous. It's so yesterday I told you that I'd done my best month yet. We ended up on, I think it was around $16,514, give or take. It probably got to fix a couple of little things and mistakes, but crazy, just crazy. I'd never expected it to come that quick in February, and also being a shorter month. However, what makes me nervous is now we start from zero again. We're going to do it again. Can we do it better? Can we keep it consistent? And that's really the challenge. Is it's great to have a big month, but how do we now elevate that average? So today we have a big day. We're heading to the shop. When I say we, it's you and me. We're going to the shop. I've got my next batch of washing drop-off coming. That will be there in about an hour. And I just had breakfast with Carla. She's gone to the library to hang out and do some work and stuff. So I've got my coffee in hand and I'm good to go. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of that. I'll be sorting through it, flat laying it, and then basically I'm going to start doing photos. I've got a little bit of postage to send as well. We will do that, probably do that midway through the day, just as a bit of a break. Got my lunch packed with me, got the whole works. So it's going to be a big one. Come along for the ride, keep you updated as it happens, and hopefully we find a banger or two in these items. There is, from memory, there's a couple of cool items that I remember putting into the bags before they left, so let's do it. Alright team, got all the clothes back now. So it's just me here today. I'll be basically going through all this, flat laying it, getting it all flatted out, and easy to basically get it set up on here. I realize that sometimes I throw you around and you might not see everything that I'm pointing at, but so like this, basically do some here, 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 here. The fleece, so I've got a lot of fleece in here. I don't always have to flat lay that out. I'll just kind of put it in the bags if I have to. The shirts are most important because sometimes they still come back a little wrinkly here and there, but the idea is it's not about perfectly making them wrinkle free, but actually more so making sure that they've been washed, they smell fresh and they smell good, and most of the time it gets them 80% good enough to look presentable. And sometimes we do a little bit of steaming on stuff. I purchased a steamer which I'm actually using for the hats, but we have been doing a little bit of steam on stuff as well. So all right, I'm going to do this now. It's going to take a little bit, but we will get cracking on it. I'm also just hand-picking out a few that I want to do for today because they're just nice shirts. This is beautiful. I love this. Absolutely love it. So cool. All right, we are all done. Another brush popper here off the top, which is pretty cool. So this is all done. As you can see, there's quite a lot. I'm gonna be honest. This isn't all perfect. This process is never always going to be the best. There's sometimes things that come back that are just crap. Like look at this. This hasn't been done right. Now, we're not living in a perfect world, so it's expectation that there's things that's going to be stuff up. There's a few issues in this one. So this is the pile of things that I make a list of you know, if stuff's bled through and things like that. There was a big boo-boo on this one. Something purple bled through onto this shirt, and that's from this bad boy, which is very unfortunate. Should know better, but hey, it is what it is. So it probably still can be repaired a little bit in terms of getting some of the bleed out, but it's pretty unfortunate, but that's the reality of it. And I'm learning as a business owner, we have to take ownership. We have to take responsibility of things. If things don't work out the way they should, how do I now make sure that they don't happen again going forward? Is it instruction, feedback? Is it changing who I wash with? All those things. So, it's not just on the onus of the people I send it out and outsource it to. I've got to take full responsibility at the same time. So my business, I've got to run it how it should be. So this is all done, all the fleece as well. Really nice North Face right here. Whole bunch of North Face. That's all ready to go. These came out beautiful, and I've still got a few more bags there as well, which just can't fit at the moment. So I'm going to get cracking on this in a minute. Just going to take a breather and get to work. All right, team. I'm actually done doing photos. I've done 2 boxes. Just here and here, and I did 1 or 2 North Face that I've hanged up as well. We actually had the power go out for a bit, so I've been downstairs also chatting with my manager here, because we were just waiting for the power to come back. And so I need to finish off the postage. I had a couple more sales come through, and then I'm going to get out of here. It's actually quite warm outside. This was the beautiful North Face that I did. Absolutely beautiful. It's like a cream green color. Quite nice. So I'm going to do a couple more packages. I had a sale to Malaysia, and someone's purchased a couple pairs of jeans, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to go pick up Carla and run some errands, and I'm actually going to take this home and get this, try and start soaking this to get it cleaned up. So yeah, if you don't see me, well, I will see you when you're watching the video. Yeah. Now, talking about the big lesson that we're dealing with this week, it's really comes down to the washing, right? And as you would have seen, there were some issues with some of it. And look, I'm not here to shame or belittle or, take a stab at, my washing people or whatever. But the mistakes happen. We're human. That's normal. Like, I make mistakes, people make mistakes. And it's really important to reflect on this. And for me, I've been reflecting on it a lot, because as an owner, I have to think about, well, what could have I done better, right? Because at the end of the day, I am responsible and accountable, because I'm the one that's made the decision to do this or do it that way, or can you do this, la-di-da-di-da. So for context, if you have jumped over to this part of the video, I outsource all my washing, and that has enabled the business to be streamlined in terms of operations. I can give it to someone else, it gets dropped back off, and it's easy done, easy do. However, there has been a few small little inconsistencies over the last week or so, and I hadn't really said anything because maybe it was just a one-off, but it happened again, and it just wasn't meeting the high quality standards it should be. We spoke about it a bit, but I then identified, as you would have seen in the video, that there was a few other issues with some bleeding of color, and that they shouldn't be washed in a certain way. Now, I first took a big look at myself and thinking, well, did I communicate separately for that item? No, I did not. All right, that's on me. I probably got a little bit too complacent around, knowing that they're doing such a good job that I didn't call it out. That's on me. But then there's a level of, why is there some stuff it shouldn't even have occurred, because that stuff shouldn't even be washed with that certain stuff. And so there was a level of lack of quality control. And again, not blaming, and everyone has different circumstances. It's a mistake being made. But it did really make me, step away and really have a big reflection process around, hey, things aren't always going to be as we expect, but we do need to be willing to accept responsibility. And, just like if something is wrong with one of my customers' orders, and because we didn't photo it, at the end of the day, yes, my photographer didn't photo it, but I'm responsible and accountable for that, of making sure that they have done the right thing, that I review their work, that I do those quality checks. And we need to take that, on our shoulders. We take that responsibility, and onus is on us. So this goes about, the partners that we select in our business, the vendors that we work with, the decisions that we make, and laying out clear instructions. All of that comes back on us. So, I'm not here to delve into accountability and, into specifics of how the process should be done. But, we learn from these setbacks, and it's not even the end of the world. It's just a small thing that caused frustration, but I've taken a big hard look at it and understanding that, hey, look, obviously something's happened. It can't happen again. So I now need to make sure I have those conversations, which I have, and ensure that it's not going to happen again. Otherwise, we will, I'll have to, make some bigger changes. So my point here is really, don't become a victim of complacency, right? And we do need to challenge things. We need to call out things if they don't make sense, because people can't do things better if they don't know that it's not meeting an expectation, or an unstated expectation for that matter. we also need to understand with empathy. You know, we all have lives. We're all humans. We're all going through crap in our lives, and we shouldn't bring that into business, but sometimes it does. And being able to have that understanding and communication with, the people you work with is very important. And then when it comes to feedback and giving feedback, do it with kind candor. And I learned that from Gary Vee's book. It's called 12 and a half. Really good book. And there's a lot in there that, I've been able to reflect on from this experience. So not a big issue. Just wanted to call it out. And that was really the theme, because I've had to do a lot more in the business this week, because my worker was away, which means I'm responsible for a lot more things, even though I'm accountable for it anyway, because it's my business. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you are building this, if you do have other people that you work with, or if you're trying to build this and, as you grow with your customers, you are responsible and accountable for this kind of stuff. Now, if you are here for the February numbers, look, since the start of the year, and I appreciate anyone that has called out, because sometimes when I do videos, I talk about it's been a bit of a mental roller coaster, and it has. The reality is it is a mental roller coaster, because you have some down weeks, you have some up weeks, and then you're up, down, and in between. And look, I kicked off the year feeling sick. I was sick. I had a slow start. I mean, it wasn't even that bad, but I wasn't meeting expectations of my own goals and targets and averages. And you can see up on screen, like, it's been that literally woo, and now we're starting to get a bit of a trend upwards, which is really, really great. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride already. There's been some low weeks that kicked off the year, and now that it's bounced back, I'm feeling a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable, right? But really, just if I just reflect on the last couple of videos that I've been doing and talking about, and, the investments and risks that I've been putting into the business, is taking on a new contractor to help with the listings, which has been really, really good. And we've seen some great growth this month from that. I've taken on some new consignment deals. I've had to force myself to change up processes and put in new processes, and I'm trying new products and doing new things that I've never done before. And I think that's what it's all about, right? And the results are here, right? In short, it's working, but there's still a lot of room for growth and I guess better changes. And it'll be interesting to see how we go into March and April as well. Here's a quick view of January versus February. February overall, and we'll go through a P&L statement shortly, profit and loss statement. But all in all, everything is green in terms of what we've been able to achieve. We did do less listings in February, because in January that includes relists. So 796 listings in February are actually all new listings, new products, not relists. And I did spend a lot more money in February, which makes sense because I'm paying a contractor as well. But our net profit is up by 68% this month, which is what I want to see. That's the growth we want to see. There's still a few other things that aren't necessarily heading in the right direction, big enough, right? I mean, so if I scroll down and look at rebuy opportunity, we're still below that one factor. So basically, I'm not able to double my money. Usually I can't even buy another item with the stuff that I'm selling, which is still not good enough. So that needs to be close to 1. Sorry, it needs to be 1 regardless, but it needs to be close to that 1.5 to 2 actually would be better. However, it's coming down. Or going up, basically, the rebuy opportunity. Average cycle time did come down, so the average time on hand is 37 for February. Overall, if you look in the average, you can see it's about 40 days, which is great. That's for the items that I sell. They only sit around for 40 days on average. But look, if you've got questions about this stuff, you can have a look. But if we jump down to a P&L statement, profit and loss, total revenue was $16,417. My best month ever. I kid you not, my best month ever, which has just surprised me completely. But I'm very grateful, super happy with it. And you can see the expenses, post supplies. We didn't have to spend that much. I did do a big bulk order way back. Storage still up there. Had to buy a bit more shelving and things. Office, a few little expenditures here. And look, some of this might change a little bit. I still got to get the updated fees from eBay. It hasn't come through yet. Should come through Monday, Tuesday morning. And, sometimes I still have to go through the books and make sure I haven't missed out any expenses as well. So this could change, a couple of percentage, just FYI. Actual posts was $3,000. Laundry, that's covered by cost of goods. Employee and consignments was just shy of $3,000. Other in car was $586. My car is actually now going to be coming out of the business. That's only just kicked off just now. So because of the lease payments were a bit behind. So that will start to dive into this a little bit as well. I'm still happy with this number. It'll be interesting to see how March and April go. And I think that really is what the message is here is, it'll be interesting to see. But before I get into that final message, is just some quick fun facts. The actual percentage of items that sold that I listed in February and sold in February was 18%. So I listed 796, sold 145 of those for 18%. And just some fun facts around what's been selling. These are the master categories of my stuff that I sell. Clothing being the big one, electronics being the second one, video games being the third one there. But I did sell some books this month as well, which was really encouraging to see. Even sold a couple of DVDs as well. Now, back to the final part of this video, the challenge. March is here. We all start from zero again. This scares the heck out of me. I got to do it all again. Can I do it better? What will the lessons be? How can I apply myself better? And that's the challenge is, I've had my best month yet, but how do I now replicate that? How do I keep that consistent? I have been seeing some very new consistent averages in the business. I think that's to do with my consistency of listing and the products I'm listing. But until I've got a good run rate of like 3-4 months of seeing this, I can't bank it. I really can't bank those dollars until it's consistent. So this is trending to a consistency, but we're not there yet. So look, update from me. A lot of fun this week, a lot of things happening. It's never a dull day. There's always going to be more things happening, and next week will even be just the same. I'm excited to be able to share more and more things with you all. Appreciate you all coming along for the journey. If you do have any questions, comments, chuck them down below. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Cheers.